Hello everyone, I'm Dan Filgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for Monday, April 8th. On today's show, we learn about the Brightest Horizons Child Development Center, which is bringing children to visit Shell Point this week. We'll also talk to Dr. Salvatore Laccagnina, informally known as Dr. Sal, who will tell us how we can know if we are actually healthy. But first, there's a big event tonight, which should be on everyone's calendar. It's the Shell Point Singers Spring Concert. It's tonight at 7:15 in the church auditorium. Now, do you love old Disney musicals, Mary Poppins, Snow White, When You Wish Upon a Star? Then you'll love the program that the Shell Point Singers have planned for this evening. The singers have been practicing the greatest musical numbers from Disney's classic animated films. So join them for a magical musical night with flying elephants, dancing chimney sweeps, and the voices of your Shell Point friends and neighbors. The Shell Point Singers Disney concert takes place tonight at 7:15 p.m. in the church auditorium, and all are welcome. Tonight also kicks off the Spring Food Drive with the South Fort Myers Food Pantry, of which Shell Point is a big contributor. They are collecting food donations all this week, including canned tuna, peanut butter, and other non-perishable food items, with collection points at various locations across our campus, including tonight at the Shell Point Singers concert. We'll hear more about this week's food drive later in today's program. There's another community organization Shell Point has a relationship with. It's the Brightest Horizons Child Development Center, just down the road on Gladiolus. They'll be visiting Shell Point this Wednesday and bringing some 4- and 5-year-olds to interact with residents. This global outreach event happens Wednesday. And note the new time and place. It will be in the social center on the island, with refreshments starting at 9:45 and the program starting at 10:15. You also need a ticket to attend so that they'll know how many refreshments are needed. So be sure to call the village church to sign up. Let's learn more about this event.
Hello, I'm Dottie Morrison, and I'm here with Charlotte Stemple to tell you about this week's Global Outreach meeting. It's going to be on Wednesday, April 10th at 10:15 in the Social Center. So, Char, I understand that some ladies went to Target to do some shopping this week on a shopping spree, but this particular shopping spree has something to do with Global Outreach and preschoolers. Tell me what that all is about.
Exactly. This week, our Global Outreach meeting will be very special because we are hosting children from Brightest Horizons Preschool, and they will be doing a fashion show for little children. And I think it's going to be something everybody will want to see.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So some teachers from Brightest Horizons will bring 4- and 5-year-olds.
Yes.
We'll get to see them.
Yes.
All right. And we're going to focus on the ministry and the work of Brightest Horizons Developmental Center. Yeah. Why is that an important part of what Global Outreach does?
Well, Global Outreach includes local outreach, and there's been a lot of interest in Brightest Horizons from the beginning of Shell Point, and so many people from the community and from the church have supported it, and the church supports it monthly with a benevolent offering. Mm-hmm. And so we're very happy to focus on it for those people who already know about it and for people who don't know about it.
And we've had volunteers from Shell Point do some things there. The photos that people are seeing while we're talking are taken by Sally Rich, and she was invited there by one of the board members as part of some work that is ongoing to document their work. So we have a lot of people involved in Brightest Horizons.
Yes, we do. I think currently there are about 20 people going there regularly.
Wow. So for people that don't know a lot about it or that want to see cute kids, this meeting is going to be special, and we're going to hear from the leader of Brightest Horizons. Who is that?
Yes, the director, Terry Parsons, will be here. But before she speaks, the kids will put on their own program as well as a style show.
Okay.
And then Terry will give facts and things of interest to us about the organization itself.
Okay. So there are some differences between this meeting and the other meeting. One is that we want people, if they would like to bring an item a preschooler would like. What kinds of things are you thinking about?
Well, we thought it would be a cute idea for centerpieces to put a sand pail in the middle of the table. And then if you want to, as you come, you can bring something like crayons, stickers, a book, a small book, any small items that you can put around the middle of the table. And those will all be given to the Brightest Horizons at the end of the program.
Okay, and I'm sure there'll be an opportunity for donations as well.
Yes,
okay. So this meeting is this Wednesday, so it's a different week than usually Global Outreach meets. And And it's at what time?
It's at 10:15 is the meeting, but we have some nice refreshments at 9:45.
All right.
And so for that reason, we're asking people to get tickets.
Okay.
Because we need to know how many to set up for.
But these are free tickets.
They're free tickets,
available.
complimentary tickets available at the church office. Okay. And then the other thing that's different is this will be held in the social center.
Right.
This is our event for April. In place of our regular meeting, we call it an event because it's very, very special.
Right. So we want anyone who likes to learn about kids, who wants to know more about Brightest Horizons. It just sounds like a fun event. I know my dad. He loves to see toddlers. I'm sure he'll be there.
Good.
So pick up our tickets as soon as possible.
That's right, as soon as possible. And men, women, and children. If there are anybody, visitors, can all come. We'd love to have you.
Well, thanks for coming and telling us about this.
You're very welcome.
We hope to see you this week, Wednesday, the 10th at 10:15 in the Social Center for Global Outreach. Thank you.
Tomorrow, we are planning for 2 more important events. The Vision Enrichment Group meets tomorrow morning at 10:15 in the Social Center on the island. Their special guest is Brad Marquardt of Magnifying Solutions, who will bring a wide variety of gadgets and vision aids that can help you through your day, no matter what your level of vision. All are welcome to the Vision Enrichment Group tomorrow at 10:15 in the Social Center. And then tomorrow night, it's time to roll out the dance floor for the Shell Point Spring Dance. This year's theme is A Garden of Elegance. The Grand Cypress Room will be transformed into a beautiful garden, complete with refreshments, wonderful friends, and an evening of music from the duo Kelly and Shelley. The Spring Dance happens tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. Sign up by calling the Island Service Desk at 454-2282 or the Woodland Service Desk at 454-2054. Now, I hear what you're saying. I can't dance because my feet hurt too much. Well, guess what? We've got an event today that can help you. Dr. Jason Nimitz is a fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeon specializing in plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendonitis. He'll share the best treatment options at a free Health Connection class happening today at 2:15 in the Social Center on the island, and all are welcome. The Health Connection brings some of the finest physicians in Southwest Florida to our community. And this one you might have seen on TV before. Dr. Salvatore Laccagnina is better known as Dr. Sal, and he appears regularly on Fox 4 and in the news press. He'll be discussing methods of determining how healthy we really are. He speaks this Thursday at 2:15 in the church auditorium. Here's a preview.
I'm Mary Franklin, today with Dr. Sal for an upcoming Health Connection program on April 11th. It's entitled, How Do You Know If You're Healthy? That's a wonderful question, and he's going to give us the answer at 2:15 in the Village Church on April 11th. So let's welcome Dr. Sal. Thanks for being here.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and your role with Lee Memorial.
Okay, well, thanks. I appreciate you allowing me to be here. My role actually is as the Vice President for Health and Wellness, and what we've been doing for the last several years is trying to help our own employees become healthy. We've been doing wellness exams for years, and we've found out that the health of our population of employed people is really not any better than the health of the community. And that sounds kind of counterintuitive. You know, you would expect that healthcare workers would be healthier, but we're not any healthier. I think we do a great job taking care of other people, but sometimes we don't take the best care of ourselves. So we've started this program, and we want people to really ask that question or answer that question for themselves. How do you really know if you're healthy?
Right. Because some people look in the mirror and they say, my weight is good, my skin tone is great. On the outside, they may look really good, but a lot of things could be going on inside.
Right. We've been doing fitness exams for people and these fitness challenges, which we've done for several companies, our own company, some associations with the communities and the Chamber of Commerce and all. And we've had a number of people that thought they were healthy. They go through this fitness challenge and they realize that they're not as healthy as they think they are. So it's really been very helpful for us.
Oh, good. Those numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie. And, you know, when you think about the way most physicians do an evaluation of someone's health, they have the person sitting on an exam table, so it's a static evaluation. They oftentimes don't ask as many questions about, well, how do you feel when you're out exercising? Do you ever get any chest pain or pressure seizure or symptoms that limit your activity. The way we do our evaluations is we actually have a person take a modified treadmill test. So we're looking at them in action, and we're really getting an assessment of their cardiovascular fitness, their strength, their aerobic capacity, things like that, and it really makes a big difference. Yeah.
Several of our residents here are going through the senior fitness test. We're doing it every 6 months, and then we're designing follow-up fitness classes. So we're looking at the numbers saying, okay, we need a little help in the area of strength, and so we've designed a strength class to increase it. So not only do we see, okay, we need some help, this is how we're going to fix it. So you're going to touch on that a little bit. You said your program's going to be informative and interactive. What can people expect when they come to the church?
Well, I always like to keep my presentations interactive. I don't like to just give a one-way lecture. I like people to be really engaged, to answer questions, because I will ask questions of the audience, because I really want to see what their knowledge base is. So they should learn about what they should expect when they go to their physician. What type of examination should you get? Because there really is tremendous variation in care. You know, some patients that I talk to say, yes, my doctor does a really full, thorough evaluation, and they touch me from head to toe and listen to every area, and other people say just the opposite. So what really is a good wellness exam, a good annual preventive exam? What does it mean to say, I know that I'm healthy and I'm fit? Because fitness is really a big part of it. You know, just the absence of disease doesn't mean that you're healthy. It just means that you don't have a disease now. But we really like to see, do we know the person's risk factors? Do we know their past medical history, their past family history, because that's important. And then we also like to look at genetics versus lifestyle, because if you look at all of the chronic diseases and the major cancers that people get, the majority of that comes from lifestyle, not from genetics. So we really like to impress upon that part of it.
Well, we have several of our residents right now that are on the LifeQuest Challenge. We have a wellness program here at Shell Point called LifeQuest, and your program will really enhance their knowledge, and I'm sure you're going to motivate them to get going on some of those goals.
Right. Well, the fitness challenges that we're doing now are really cool, because they're motivating people. As an example, in Lee Memorial in the hospital right now, actually at Cape Coral Hospital, the nurses have decided that the nurses on one unit are challenging the nurses on another unit in a fitness challenge. So they're getting themselves fit and healthy, and they're, you know, in competition, you know, a friendly competition with the other nursing units. So yeah, that's what people can expect. It's going to be a good morning.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for coming out to us. Dr. Sal is going to be here on April 11th at 2:15 in the Village Church to answer the question, how do you know if you are healthy? I'm Mary Franklin, along with Dr. Sal from Lee Memorial. Have a happy and healthy day.
Normally at this time, we would be previewing David Hauenstein's program, Listening to the Words. But this week, Channel 13 is broadcasting an informational meeting from Peter Dice. Last week, Dr. Dice spoke about the next neighborhood that will be developed at Shell Point, called the Estuary. Where is the Estuary, and when will this new neighborhood come to pass? Find out by tuning into Channel 13 all this week, where Peter Dice will share all the information you need to know about this exciting project. You can also watch it online. Just go to www.shellpoint.net/shellpoint today. For now, let's hear all about Monday's happenings, followed by your menus and Village Church Connections.
Welcome to Shell Point TV. My name is Suzanne Zavada, and I'm here today with Melody Desolé, who is joining us to help fill in for this week. And we are very grateful for that help. And we are going to tell you everything happening at Shell Point today. But first, let me remind you that today is the start of our food drive. It'll run today through Friday, and you can drop off your canned goods at the Resident Activity Center, the Woodlands Commons, the Eagles Preserve Health Club, and at the Village Church. Now let's move on to what's happening today. The day will begin at 9 o'clock with the men's match play tennis group meeting out at the courts at the Woodlands. And at 9:15, we have billiards meeting in the Resident Activity Center, and we also have pottery with instruction available down in the tunnel on the island. At 10:15, virtual bowling will take place in the Resident Activity Center, and at 10:30, the Disciple Men's Bible Study Group will meet in the game room at the Woodlands. Then at 10:45, we have a table tennis playing clinic in the Tarpon Room on the island. At 11:30, we have a Health Connections, Agility and Flexibility in the Health Club on the island, and this is closed. Now, Melody, what do we have going on this afternoon?
Thank you, Suzanne. Well, at noon we start off with Mahjong being played in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. Now at 1:15, there's 3 different choices for you. Scrabble in the Library Lounge, Table Tennis in the Tarpon Room, and Tone Chimes being held in the Osprey Room, all of which are on the island. Now from 1:30 to 3:30, the Model Train Room is open for tours. That's located in the tunnel on the island. Now at 1:45, we have a Health Connections Balance and Mobility Training Level 1. Sign up is required, and this will take place in the Health Club. At 2 o'clock in the Oak Room at the Woodlands, the Beady-Eyed Bead Club is meeting. And at 2:15, back on the island in the Social Center, we have a Health Connections class, Achilles tendonitis and plantar fasciitis. Sign up is required. Now at 3 o'clock, we also have another Health Connections Pilates stretch. This is being held in the Health Club on the island, and there is a $5 charge for this. No sign up is required. At 3:15, the Shell Point Singers are rehearsing in the choir room at the Village Church. At 6 o'clock, we have a Life Quest informational booth. This is being held in the Village Church Narthex on the island. At 6:30, we have Duplicate Bridge being played in the game room at the Woodlands. And at 7 o'clock, we have Square Dancing being held in the Health Club. We wrap up Monday, April 8th at the evening Shell Point Singers concert. This takes place at 7:15 in the Village Church. Well, that wraps up our Monday activities. Suzanne, thank you so much for letting me join you temporarily. It's truly a fun moment to be back on the Happening segment. We'll see you here tomorrow on Tuesday.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is turkey pot pie and a biscuit. The dinner special is home cooking night for $9.95, and the soup is chicken gumbo. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy a Turkey Club sandwich with chips for $6.95. The dinner special is grilled pork chops with red beans and rice and fresh broccoli for $7.95. And the Palm Grill is closed on Monday. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
This is the Village Church Connections. Welcome. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here with Lee Emmerich. And Lee is involved in the South Fort Myers Food Pantry. And we have some exciting opportunities to contribute to the needs of the local area with respect to food. And so, Lee, welcome. Welcome to the Village Church Connections.
Thank you.
And so this is the South Fort Myers Food Pantry. Tell us a little bit about that ministry.
Okay, well, the Village Church, and in cooperation with Shell Point Retirement Community, is one of 13 coalition members that is involved in the South Fort Myers Food Pantry. And the involvement is basically raising funds and raising food for the food pantry. Mm-hmm. We get a majority of our food allocation from the Harry Chapin Food Bank on Fowler Avenue.
Okay.
Cash contributions go to Harry Chapin, and they basically wind up in our account to, if you can understand it, to buy food for South Fort Myers Food Pantry.
And I understand that the Chapin Food Bank has some wonderful opportunities to get really good deals on the food that they purchase. Is that correct?
That is correct. Basically, for every dollar that people contribute, they can buy $6 worth of food. Wow. So it's a 1 for 6 thing, or a 6 for 1 thing, however you want to have it.
That's fabulous. Yeah. Now tell us how you got involved in the South Fort Myers Food Pantry.
I got involved several years back when I was on the Deacons Board.
Okay.
When this became a mission for, or was already a mission for, the Village Church. Mm-hmm. I became engaged by going there a couple times on Mondays, understanding what it's all about, understanding how it helps people in South Fort Myers, and just saying this is something I want to go forward with.
Yeah. Well, I guess with the economic conditions the way they've been in recent years, this has been a very important aspect of how we can contribute to the needs of our local citizens.
Absolutely, and I want the people of the Village Church and Shell Point Retirement Community to understand how well we are, number one, respected and received for the work that we do and the contributions that we provide.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, there's an event coming up, a food drive. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, tell us about that.
We're having the Spring Food Drive from April 8th to April 14th. It's being kicked off with the spring concert with the Shell Point Singers on April 8th. We're going to have 4 opportunities for people to provide food for the food drive, and that would be at the church auditorium, the Woodlands, the Island Service Desk, and Eagles Preserve Health Club.
Okay.
So people can drop off items at any of those places and stuff like that. They'll be collected, and I will personally see that they're distributed or brought to the food pantry on Monday, April 15th.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Tax day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to think of it.
Right.
Yeah. So when people can bring not only food, and what kinds of food products would they bring?
I was at a board meeting on Tuesday night because I'm on the board of directors. They have a real need for tuna.
Okay, interesting.
Tuna, peanut butter, any canned goods, canned foods, any kind of canned foods that can be preserved and stuff like that are welcome.
Okay, so things that have a shelf life for a while.
Correct.
Great. That's
Correct.
great. Now, can they also bring cash contributions?
Yes, cash contributions could be brought. If you're going to write a check, it should be made payable to the Harry Chapin Food Bank.
Okay.
And on the memo line, it should say for the South Fort Myers Food Pantry.
Okay.
That way it will get applied correctly. And cash contributions we'll handle the same way, but either way, we want to be sure they get credited directly to our account.
That's fantastic. And so the big kickoff kind of thing, there's a concert coming up on Monday, Monday, April 8th.
Monday, April 8th, that's correct.
Monday, April 8th. And so that's the Shell Point Singers, which is the community singing organization. And certainly if our viewers aren't in the Shell Point Singers, they know people who are in the Shell Point Singers.
Correct.
So they'll certainly want to come to that concert. It's a fantastic opportunity so they can bring food or bring their checkbook, whichever they can, to really help support the ministry of the South Fort Myers Food Bank.
Right. And I just want to say that in the past, the people of Shell Point Retirement Community and the Village Church have been so generous in their donations and contributions and stuff like that. I want to thank them for that.
Absolutely.
And I want to ask them to come forward as much as they can for this food drive.
Yeah. And I understand as well that this is not just a Village Church event or activity, is it? It's actually a Shell Point community event as well. We're partnering with the community to provide these kinds of ministries.
That is correct. And that's the first time we've kind of done this, so I'm anxious for the results, and I know that the people will be as generous as they have been in the past.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific.
Right.
Well, Lee, thank you for being with us today, and we're looking forward to what the Lord will provide and how people will respond to this particular food drive, and I'm sure that people will be just as generous as they have been in the past.
And I know there will also.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us with Village Church Connections. We hope to see you soon in the ministries of the Village Church.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as we discuss a breakthrough treatment for varicose veins. We'll also go sailing with the amazing boats of the Model Yacht Club, where the racing is fast and furious, and it's easier than you might think to take part in their weekly regatta. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Monday, April the 8th. I'm Dan Philgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.